really it's an obligation to take care of our environment, water, air, the soil, so we can pass that on to the next generation.
The animals, their well-being is a top priority. The better they're treated, the better they're going to do for us. We're going to treat them with the utmost care. We need to protect the environment, not only for our neighbors, but for our self-preservation.
It's a legacy that we can hand down.
Thanks, guys. I am back in the kitchen with Chef Justin Thompson, the executive chef of, give me a minute here, Prime, Juniper, Tavolo, and the brand new 624 Kitchen.
Yeah, kitchen and catering.
Kitchen and catering. I told you it was going to take a minute. You're kind of running half of Tulsa.
No, I just, I've got some great chefs, great managers, and they all want to work. So
I like
let's
it.
build new concepts.
Well, and it's wonderful because it allows you to sneak out of the kitchen and come play with us here today.
Also, and I'm a new father, so I get to play with my 4-month-old daughter at home too. So, luckily I can trust them to run the business while I do that. What I have here is a pork tenderloin on my cutting board here. I've got some applewood smoked bacon strips, and I've just cut those in half, and I've made this sort of little lattice underneath here, a little bed of bacon. I'm going to take some of my Dijon mustard and just rub this all over my pork tenderloin here. And we're going to season with some pepper, some salt, and some fresh minced rosemary all over. Yep, good. There we go. And then we're going to take this bacon here and just wrap it all around this pork tenderloin.
Just build it a nice, porky little cocoon.
Yep, look at that right there. And that's ready to be seared and go in the oven, except it'll fall apart if I don't skewer it. So what I'm going to take is just some long bamboo skewers, and I'm going to kind of weave them in and out of this bacon on the outside here. So we're creating this kind of trap bacon so it won't come off.
It's delicious and it's arts and crafts.
Yes, exactly. Got a couple of them here just to prevent that bacon from pulling off whenever I go to sear it. Now I've got a pan over here on my stove, saute in. Need a little heat on that. What we end up doing here is we're going to sear the bacon first. Clean up here, get rid of this stuff. Sear the bacon on the outside, and then we're going to transfer the whole thing into a oven at 350, 400 degrees for about 10 minutes or so until it reaches about 135, 140 degrees internal temperature. And then we'll be ready to go. So while that's going, yes.
And this is going to get the Brussels sprouts next to it next, yes?
Yes. Well, I was going to talk about the sauce.
Let's talk about the sauce.
Brussels sprouts. So the sauce I went ahead and made a little bit ahead of time. But I basically sauteed some shallots, some garlic in a pan, a little bit of butter.
Okay.
Added some white wine, reduced it by half, and of course the recipes, you can get in the recipe book.
Absolutely.
Added some apricots, some apple, and some whole grain mustard. And then, there you go, nice and hot. And then, perfect. So I want a really hot pan for this butter because I want to brown it, but I'll get back to that. Then I blended it all up, add a little bit of cream, turn it back to the stove, and we're going to cover our pork with that in a minute. Sound good?
I think that sounds fantastic.
All right, so in this pan over here, I've got butter, whole butter, the good stuff.
What other kind of butter should there ever be?
And it's in a hot pan. I want it in a hot pan because I want that butter to brown. So butter's got the oil component and the milk solid component, and I want to brown the milk solid component, right?
That nutty, nice.
Exactly.
Rich.
And then I'm going to take all my Brussels sprouts here and throw them in and get them all cut side down. And these are Brussels sprouts that I blanched for just a few minutes in boiling water, a little bit of salt.
Okay.
And then threw it in some ice water. The ice water will stop it from cooking and preserve all that green, good color.
And you still want some texture to them.
Yeah, of course. You still want a little bit of crunch.
You don't want to mush.
No, so I go about 4 or 5 minutes on cooking those. So here we go. And got all these Brussels sprouts in there, browning up nicely. And we're going to leave those alone.
That's easy enough.
Yeah, well.
Now, did you like Brussels sprouts as a kid?
I don't remember having Brussels sprouts as a kid. I really don't. I think my first encounter with Brussels sprouts professionally was probably at the age of 20.
Wow.
I know, it's crazy. Missed out. I've more than made up for it in the past 14 years, though. I think we've sold about, if I really think about it, over 3-4 years of cooking them, 500,000 pounds. No, I'm kidding. That's not. No.
Tulsa likes his Brussels sprouts, but
No,
I don't know if they like them that much.
So I've got this pork going in the oven here. Once I've got a good sear on it, pork going in the oven. We're gonna forget about that for a while.
not
and
too
again-
long.
Well, not too long because you're hungry, or not too long because we don't have much time.
Well, not too long because, we don't want to overcook pork.
Oh yes.
It's that whole ruining pig.
Well, the good thing about wrapping it in bacon is that you're preserving a lot of those juices. So
That's true.
it'll forgive a little bit. All right. It looks like we need more butter in here. Just
Always
saying.
need more butter.
Is that okay? I hope that's all right.
Hi, have we met?
Old
Yeah, that's
friends.
good.
Here we go. All right, let's work on our ribbons. All right, so here we have. Figure this whole thing out. Beautiful stoves here, by the way.
Yes.
All right, so Brussels sprouts working good, getting brown, getting crispy on the edges. All right, so here we have a mixture of parsnips, carrots, and sweet potatoes.
And this is a really unique preparation.
Well, I like it. It's simple. It's fun. It's just
And it's pretty.
it's different. So I just have a peeled carrot, simple, and I'm not going to turn it. I'm just going to keep peeling it, keep peeling it, all the way through, and you end up with these long, cool little ribbons. Kind of like pappardelle pasta or something like that, That's
Yes, and a great sneaky way to get your kids to try some of these root vegetables that they might not otherwise, but
Sure, yeah.
they don't look like they're normally.
Right. All right. Ooh, these are getting good. All right. Some heat down just a little bit on those. Getting a good shot there? All right, here we go. All right, so here we go in this pan. Again, I'm getting that a little hot. This is for my ribbons. Start with a little bit of, oh, you know what? I'm sorry about that. A little bit of bacon grease. A little bit of bacon fat. I know. Crazy. And
That's
then we're
all
gonna
right.
go- I know. It's just,
You're working it off running around in here.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. A little bit there, and that's going to be kind of our oil or butter instead of using oil or butter. I've got some shallots here.
Beautiful.
Got some fresh garlic minced here.
Really beautiful.
Good. Get our herbs over here because we're going to need those a little bit later. All right, so I'm going to build this little saute here. Check my Brussels sprouts. You can see they're starting to brown up on the edges a
Crispy
little bit.
brown prettiness.
Yeah. I'm going to let those go until they get all brown.
That is the technical chef term, crispy brown prettiness.
Crispy brown.
So you-
That's right, yeah. You know what you're talking about. These are looking good. I'm going to go ahead and toss these up a little bit. Turn my heat down to low. And get them kind of cooked on all sides now. Look at that.
Can you ladies smell this yet?
We're going to go with a little bit of shallots. A little bit of garlic. Notice I think my pan's a little too... I'm going to hit it with
That's
a little
why.
Just a little.
It's because the pan's dry.
Just a little, Because that's good. All right. And lastly, we're going to hit them with a little salt and pepper.
Season
Fresh
them
ground
up.
pepper, kosher salt is what I like. And by that time, we've got
Some
brown
browning
shallots.
shallots and
Yep.
garlic.
And I'm going to hit this one with a little red wine.
Can't have dry pans.
So this one I want to reduce down by probably about half. Okay, and while that reduces down, I'm going to go over here. Just pushing you out of the way, sorry. Go over here, chop up some fresh herbs. We've got some fresh sage.
Beautiful.
Throw that right in there. Some chives. Give these a rough chop too. Don't really want them too fine.
I love fresh herbs. It's just one of those things that I
Yeah.
hate cooking without.
Yeah, I hear they're really good. All right, a little chive action there. Let's go a little fresh thyme. Good, lots of herbs. Wine is cooking down, looking good. And then, of course, bacon.
Bacon.
I told you,
Bacon.
promised. Bacon. Hit that with a little bit of pepper, a little spice in there. Check on my Brussels sprouts.
Now, do you still do most of the cooking when you're visiting with your parents, or do they let you actually take the day off and feed you?
You know, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I mean, it's all kind of whatever we all feel like doing.
What I think is really
but I
cool
love cooking.
is that you and your dad actually do a lot of the building of your restaurants together.
Yeah, we did. Actually, we built Juniper pretty much by ourselves, the inside out. We framed all the walls, did all the sheetrock and all the woodwork, and we did a lot of it. Yeah, and that was just because
Because you can.
we just love working together, love doing it. So
I think that's awesome. All right, a little more wine.
there's a little bit, just
Dry pan.
felt like it needs a little bit more. Okay, and I'm gonna let these cook down for just a couple minutes. While I'm doing that, we're gonna get our pork. So we had one in the pan, and now we have three. I don't know how that happens, but
It's magic.
it just happens. It's crazy.
You come into one of
Alright.
these pretty kitchens and
Yeah, just magical things happen. All right, so we have here our pork. Take out our skewers here. Oh, wow.
you really wove that one in.
Well, you know. All right,
Nothing
we're
if
gonna
not thorough.
cut little medallions here. I think I would have pork for everyone in the store today too.
We hate it when that happens, don't we?
All right, here we go.
Try to
So
accommodate.
let's do a little bit of our sauce right here. A little bit on the plate right there.
And you have to do the chefy swoosh, you know.
Some of our Brussels sprouts.
Lovely.
Just a little bed of Brussels sprouts there. Good. And let's do some of these pasta ribbons. Nice hearty meal without a whole lot of starch, without a whole lot of excess.
Oh,
Here
you're
we
getting
go.
your
Look at this.
protein, you're getting your vegetables.
Look at
getting your
that
pig.
right here. A little bit of fresh herb on the top, you know. And that looks like dinner to me.
Looks like dinner to me. Okay, I'm going to reluctantly carry this over there and hand it off